We've gathered here today because I need a smoke break.
Yeah.
I'm a woman who saw a teeny tiny, I'm a woman that wakes up early. And when I wake up early, I listen to music. It's my default stance. I wake up and I listen. And I was deciding what I was going to listen to before I got out of bed. I wanted to decide who I was going to be. And I was like, I think I'm going to need JC this morning. I was like, it's specifically the American Gangster
What
album.
makes for a JAY-Z American Gangster morning?
Yeah, that's a good question. I check my work phone calendar
That's
and
never
I
good.
decide how cold or cunning I need to be.
Mm.
And depending on that's how I choose my artist. And I just want to be clear, there are days I listen to gospel. So it's
Oh
not
man.
every day is made of the same stuff.
Are the gospel days like the coldest, the hardest days where you're like, I gotta have my
You know
armor
what?
on today?
I what I like about my update so far to you and my mindset is that I have not explained where JAY-Z or gospel sits on the spectrum. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this morning I saw some things. I saw my day and I looked for JAY-Z. And I decided and then there's the next question of where am I going to listen to him? And of course, if it's JAY-Z, I'm going to listen on Tidal because there's all of his stuff here. There, any extra things that he might have sitting out, it's the entire collection. Because I wanted American Gangster with no music. I wanted just the a cappella version of him rapping the lyrics of the entire album.
Damn. Today, I am scared of what your calendar looked like today. Deeply scared.
Or you're happy for me. I haven't said, but if you listen to JAY-Z,
JAY-Z doesn't strike me as today's going to be real easy. Today's going to be a light day. I might even get off early.
as you know, I did not.
No.
And so as soon as I opened it, I saw on Tidal JAY-Z with the umlaut. And I was like, it's not 1996. Why? I was like, what? What? And then I was like, oh, that's funny. And then I went to Apple Music and it was JAY-Z with the umlaut because I had just saved a song by him for other purposes. And I was like, oh, that updated. And then I went to YouTube and the JAY-Z subscriber account that I have my JAY-Z playlist, amongst other things, in for Apple Music had also updated. I then texted my sister and was like, open Spotify right now. You're the only other person awake. Open it up.
I need to know I'm not having a stroke.
No JAY-Z umlaut. And I was like, texted my friend Tamika. I said, my sister never updates her app, so I can't trust that hoe. Open up Spotify right now.
Love you,
and
Tisha.
see if Spotify, yes, love you, Tisha, but you don't update shit. So Tamika was like, no, what are you talking about? She's like, what are you talking about? And so I sent her screenshots and I was like, the umlaut's back everywhere else. For anyone who doesn't know, 1996, Reasonable Doubt, his first album, it has the umlaut on top. He has at times taken it away and added it. And people who don't know better think maybe he just got sassy and wanted to change the font. But generally, he doesn't do things for arts and crafts. He's not experimenting with punctuation like a freshman creative writing major. He doesn't need to. He sees himself as a real wordsmith, a Hamlet, if you will. And this was a signal. JAY-Z is going to drop music. And that is a signal that everyone around him is going to start acting brand safe. And what that means, I could break down for a while, but because he is so powerful and Because in the year our Lord 2026, Act 3 will be dropping. Beyonce Giselle Knowles Act 3 of the 3-act project will be dropping. The Carters are working. They're working, Will, and they are activated. And now people are going to start acting differently, was where the spiral started. Okay.
It's so amazing and so, like, diabolical to work this way. And also just, like, all he did there was no announcement or anything, right? It was just the umlaut is back,
Just a
and
change.
that's it. And I feel like it's one of those things where you're, like, walking down the street and you see, like, one person, like it's like a spy thing where, like, a one person, like, sets down a briefcase and, like, turns it, and another person stands up and walks over. It's like, what is happening behind the scenes right now? Someone saw that umlaut, and it's like MK Ultra. They became activated. They're doing something now. It triggered not a phone tree, no phones. It triggered something, and now everyone's scrambling, and he's just calm. Him and Beyonce are just like,
They're
2026 is gonna be a good year.
So Act 3's coming, but he is doing something. So when I thought about what he was doing, I want to reference back to 3 weeks ago when we were processing a smoke break we did. 3 weeks
The
ago, I checked the
the
date.
reason it all started.
On January 28th, I don't think I was wearing this outfit. I will check. Oh God, were you wearing were you wearing that
I'm
outfit on Jan?
I
I
do
think
wear
you
this
were.
shirt a lot. There's a solid chance.
It's basically the cover of
Yeah.
the
It's
podcast.
one of my shirts that I when I wake up in the morning and I don't know what to wear, I'm like, "Oh, like, light blue button down. Yeah, I'll wear that."
True. I've seen it. um, we already did this, but the smoke break we did, episode 1, was is every smoke break going to be about Kanye? I don't want that to be the case. That can't
I don't
we can't do that.
It's gonna be
Okay.
funny to see if it happens, though.
I'm
It
really worried. Okay.
it feels like a smoke break worthy thing. It's like, man, Kanye did something again. Everybody everybody get in the room.
Okay. Well, exactly. Okay. So for anyone who doesn't know, but you should go check it out. We did a smoke break about the paid WSJ apology, right? So I'm not relitigating the sincerity of that. I think that was a very sincere apology, no matter who wrote it. Is what I think we were. But I think now is a great time to check back in on what we think that apology might mean in an umlaut JAY-Z Act 3. We're about to finish up Q1 look at the world. You know, that's the best way to think about it. So,
Yes. Let's prove ourselves right here.
okay. So, Wall Street Journal is not for social media and it's not for TikTok. When you buy a Wall Street Journal ad that no one can really see digitally, but readers with a physical paper did in fact see it and post it, that is not for people with only digital subscriptions, but they knew we would find out about it. Who that's for is Goldman Sachs. That's for the rooms with the carpets. That is the rooms with all of the money. That is Chase Bank. That is Jamie Dimon. That's what the people who say, I'm gonna circle back to you on that. A great idea. That's what they say. That was what that WSJ apology was for.
It's like it's not the people who write the contract, it's the people who finance the contract.
Well, the fact that we even know the people who write the contract tells us that we're nowhere close to it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, they finance. This is exactly right. Papers under the arm still. So there are two lanes of culture then, right? So there's social media and there's the trends and the hot takes and fan culture. Like, I enjoyed Reddit around 7 a.m. because I found 5,000 other people who were like, "Holy shit, whole ventures united!"
God bless you, Reddit.
Exactly. God bless you every morning, Reddit, and every night. The fan loyalty was already there. you know, the chaos of JAY-Z existing in a Beyonce Act 3 world was already on Reddit. Beyonce it was good. So there's that. That's what the umlaut does, maybe. But then there's like, who's financing the movie that goes with Act 3? And
Oh,
who will be the next NFL Super Bowl presentation or performer? What does the NFL do next with Rock Nation? What 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 does Chase or Goldman Sachs want to do with
like
access or stadiums, right?
I'm like, "Wait, slow down, Steph. I can't answer all these
So like,
questions. It's
but
too
like,
much."
but isn't that all of that stuff of the fun, it feels like there's a different lane, right? Of all of the big budget stuff. And
Mhm.
that's what Jay-Z and Beyonce and Kanye play within, which is why the WSJ apology, it seems like that second lane.
Yeah, it feels like less like an "I'm sorry" and more like a "I did something in a public way that now makes me insurable again." And Goldman Sachs no longer has to look at me as, like, an extremely high risk contract signing asset. Now I'm okay. Maybe not great. It's like grade C security, but it's no longer an F. It's like you did a thing to launch you back into enough of somebody's zeitgeist that now, yes, we will throw $100 million at whatever project you're associated with.
I think that was the best way to describe a less of an "I'm sorry" and apology, and that was the best way to describe, "I'm insurable. You can insure me. We're okay." Like, you just did the white rich man way of how you say that.
Thank you. Thank you for assuming I'm
It's
rich.
so good. It's good. Man, so I think that is what is happening, and, okay, one more thing about this Kanye piece to wrap it together, because it's a spiral, That's the problem here. Travis Scott. So, once I started thinking about Kanye, I remember from about 2 nights ago seeing something on social media about Travis Scott and Kanye having a joint album. And I was like, "Oh," it seemed like something I would circle the block on, because I was like, "Oh, Travis has, like, a real contract still, I think, with Interscope or someone major." So a joint project would be, I wonder how that's working. And then I went after this whole thing, I went to go check, well, what is the whole Ye and Travis thing? And sure enough, apparently they've said there's a joint album based, I think on Havoc. It's going to be called Havoc, but if that's true,
You're just the oracle of Delphi or whatever. Like, you just people need to come to you to see the future.
I just follow the best TikTokers. It's true. Like,
Sure,
it's
sure, sure.
and this Travis Scott point, this is actually a TikTok or a content creator. I believe their name is Lore Breakers. Actually, I know it is. They're Lore Breakers, and I'll link to it. But they have been doing these videos about what Beyonce's Act 3 might be about. So sometimes they go into like the Tina Turner relationship and how that is an indicator that it's going to be a rock album. But recently they put out one, and it was basically like, hey, Travis Scott and Beyonce have a pretty interesting relationship. They have a song together that was published or put out in public on Travis Scott's 2023 album. And everyone is like, why is Beyonce on this one Travis Scott song? Travis Scott was photographed with Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Lewis Hamilton at the F1 races in Las Vegas. It's not 2013 Watch the Throne, but if you told me it's 2013 right now, and the Beyonce digital drop and Watch the Throne is happening, I would throw my fist into the sky and relive it all again. That is, and Travis Scott is the connective tissue between all of this for me. And I hate him. So that really hurts. I dislike him.
It's like they got a real management path. It's like, no, you start down here, you start in the mail room, and then you get to move up to this like next room, and then like you become a manager of a division, and then you become a manager of a region, and then you get to move into the executive suite.
Executive Suite Super Bowl,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Wow.
Wow.
I gotta start writing
That's
songs for Jay-Z.
yes,
Am I
we do
doing?
need to start. We do need to start writing songs for Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's where we're coming to. So that is my spiral. Travis Scott is pulling it all together because they all need him because he has the audience and apparently the beats and the sounds, which I don't begrudge. He's very talented as a producer. I just don't like the sound of his music.
What in the world? Like, it's so I thought we were being crazy a little bit the last time. This is not gonna help my general paranoia and willingness to see, like, conspiracy theories.
I know, but I feel like we're playing in a space that's very low stakes. Like,
True,
you
true.
know, like, do you think like, I'm interested for anyone that might be watching still or listening to us. Do you think the JAY-Z umlaut streaming update is meaningless branding cleanup? Like, do people just think I'm nuts when that people clean up their brand like that and they historically don't? Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is a little bit tinfoil hat. 1996 is 30 years ago, right? Yeah. 1996 is 30 years ago. It's
My
2006.
god, it is.
So, Reasonable Doubt, his first album, released in 1996. And so that was the other thing. I was like, "Well, wait,
Yeah,
but that's" and that was where it started, where he first had the umlaut was on the
it's too
Reasonable Doubt album. It's too
it's too
specific.
much. It's too specific. It's also something that would be ridiculous to say that it's just brand cleanup. They've had umlauts on all these platforms for a long time. It's not like they
Very long.
just couldn't support the character and he really wanted it to be there. I mean, it was a cultural thing that it went away, right? It
Yes.
wasn't just on, Twitter and YouTube and whatever. Like it was across the board, print media, like I mean, that was it and now it's back. So it's clear. I mean, it's a for real something. It's not just a random oops. I can't believe I forgot to put this there. Like it's clearly a signal. Clearly a signal. And it's like operation starts today, or actually operation started a year ago. This is just measured strategy tactic number 12 of God knows how many. Brace yourself for music.
And then okay, so, like, do people think we're nuts? That seems like it's way more than branding cleanup. Do you buy that Kanye's WSJ apology is more about premium room access than it is about a timeline? Like, is he like, "No, I wanted to say sorry to some people," or really, is he like, "Oh, shit, they're not gonna fund this tour.
Yeah, that
Live
one.
Nation said no."
Ka
So,
Ka There's nothing about Kanye's track record that would lead me to believe he's gonna apologize to anyone. Just now that we have time away from it too, what in his entire history would lead you to believe he would ever actually apologize? So there could be some in there. People do grow and change as they age, stuff like that. Maybe he did get some help and is on medication. All of it alleged in his apology. To do it that way, paid apology, Wall Street Journal, with this whole thing looming and the idea that they got to get someone to fund whatever it is they're planning, whether it be just the album, a tour, a movie, God knows what Kanye has cooked up in his brain.
okay. So, I had a few minutes in a meeting today, and I was like, there is worthy things to do in the trending lane, right? Like, he knows how to get virality. He knows how to do the things in lane 1. But that is why the SWSJ apology was so weird, because it doesn't do any of these things in lane 1.
Yeah.
Only would help with these things.
So explain this to me a little bit, because so just for anyone who's listening, Steph has a slide up, and it's
Oh, God.
2 lanes of culture. So this is basically like ways of getting yourself popular, money, whatever, right? Yeah.
Money, fame, attention. Wait, money, fame, and attention, that's the same thing. That's just
I guess
fame for
power. Because what
power.
is like the 3 things people want, or is it 4 things? I don't know.
So
I
that's
feel like the craziest description of premium rooms that it just okay. 2 drug-related TV show examples, I think, to describe both of these lanes, and I feel like I'm doing like a test right now. The premium rooms to me is Ozark. It is
100%. Love it.
money, blackmail, power. I give you enough cash, anything can go away.
Jason Bateman in the last decade is definitely the it might as well be the background to this entire premium room
That
thing,
is
and
so good.
Ozark is
Okay.
a perfect example.
Okay, in trending is Breaking Bad, where it's like, dude's this little scrappy guy. He doesn't have, but he ends up on top.
I like
But he
this.
never actually, honestly, Walter White never truly gets in the premium room, partly because the ego's so big. But we don't have to get into Breaking Bad. But yeah, that's okay. Wow, I did not expect this today. This is great. No, the premium rooms is an area of culture that I am just infatuated with. Right, well, like right now, like it's. And I think part of it is like a lot of it's on the surface with everything that's going on in politics. Like the ultimate premium room appears to be this whole Epstein thing. And it's just like, it's
Right.
crazy. But yeah, I mean,
Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't even matter. It could be the institutional stages of, like,
mhm.
to sign the deal that allows you to go on tour. Someone just said, "No more. We're gonna make him apologize for this," effectively.
I love this so much. I'm going to think about this nonstop for probably at least 48 hours.
One of the things that I realized as a fan of Jay-Z, Kanye, and Beyoncé was, like, these people are at the very top of the totem pole. And so my experience with them is always through the lens of, like, "What did you do to get that?" What's But I love them, and I rep for them and their music because it means so much to me. But there is a real I love their music, I don't know them, and all 3 of them actually scare me for for various reasons. But, like, they are the premium room getters, and so I became obsessed with premium rooms because 'cause I'm like, "What do you mean Rock Nation signed a deal with Roger Goodell?"
Yeah.
And I can't help but to think, I'm like, "What does Adidas think of of everything, of them, of the world, and what do they know about funding these people that we don't know?" That's the thing. Like, what is Adidas know that we don't know?